Hey guys, we're back. I'm your host Pamela. We got Aaliyah.
Hey guys.
And then we have special guest Ileana here.
Hi.
For the first time on our podcast. FLORECITA on Instagram. She will be your host for Nugs and Roses. So we're super excited about that. If you want to go ahead, what got you into becoming a florist, or how did that start for you?
So I actually took a floral design class my senior year in high school when I was 18. That was 10 years ago. And I took a class to try to prove to my parents that I was artsy, because I really wanted to go to pastry chef school because I liked to bake at the time. And the class was awful. I think I was awful. I remember being I have no creative talent. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna have to go to business school. So yeah, I tried the business school route. Didn't really like school a lot. And then I have been here in Austin for a long time. And when COVID hit, I kind of turned to flowers. I would always buy myself flowers before COVID anyways, as a self-care thing. On my Sundays, I would clean my apartment, and then I would go to Central Market. They had 3 for $10 bunches of flowers, and you could have them arrange them for you in a bouquet if you ask them. And so I would do 6 for $20, and I would go and pick out the colors, and I would always talk to the ladies, and I would ask them about it. How do I get a job here? And they'd tell me oh, you just have to work here at HEB, and we'll help you get a job. I'm okay. But I had a full-time job at the time, so I wasn't willing to do that yet. And then whenever COVID hit, you couldn't do that anymore. And so I had to take the flowers home myself and then try to do stuff with them.
Okay.
So then I started arranging them at home, and then arranging them at my job. I was a nanny at the time and for a family for a really long time. And so since everybody was home, I wanted to make the house pretty, and I would make arrangements for fun, to see okay, let me try. And eventually I got good, I think. Well, yeah. And my mom was
You did.
My mom was you can't eat flowers. We're in a pandemic, and you don't know when everything's gonna go back to normal. So maybe you should either stop spending your money on this or try to turn it into something. Yeah. And I'm okay, I don't know about that. I don't think so, Mom. And she's no, do it. And she posted a bunch of my pictures that I had sent to her without my permission. She knows this, without my permission, on her Facebook. And a lot of people liked them and commented on them, and she sent me look, everybody likes your flowers, you need to sell them for Mother's Day. And I was oh my gosh, no, I'm so scared, Mom. That's scary. What? I'm not a florist. I don't think so. And she's yes, come on, you have to do it. Come on, you could do it. And I was at that point in my life, I had this image of myself, and I was not proud of myself. I didn't have any real confidence. Oh my God, I always get so emotional when I talk about it. But we've all been there, and some of us are still there. And all I needed was this nudge from my mom, believing in me enough to push me. And so I did it. And we had 20 deliveries that first Mother's Day. Wow. And it was amazing. It was just crazy, because I was shocked that I even did it. I'm oh my gosh, how did I just turn all these flowers that we just bought into meaningful things? All these daughters and children bought their mothers flowers. Yes. And I could be a vessel for that. And so it was just a crazy experience, but I'm really thankful and happy that it happened the way it did, because now I'm here, and I really hope to do big things with it, and just build more connections throughout the community, and help people find themselves and find something that they're proud of and confident in through my work.
That's honestly so beautiful. I love
Sorry
that.
for crying, guys. I'm a crybaby.
Don't ever apologize for crying.
No, honestly, that is beautiful, because it's you did something so outside of your comfort zone, and she pushed you to be in the place that you are today. And so looking back, that is emotional, because you wouldn't be here without that.
Right. Yeah.
So shout out to Mama.
Yeah, thanks, Mom. I love you.
We literally wouldn't be sitting here talking about the event that we're planning.
Exactly.
The sold out event, by the way.
Sold out within a week.
Yeah, we're super excited. So yeah,
double sold out actually.
Oh yeah, double sold out.
And so like that's the best part I think about this is that I have found a way to teach people and to make connections. And with the class, like I'm super excited because there's going to be some faces that I've already seen that are coming back to take more classes with me. And then there's some people that have been wanting to for a while, and I just haven't had like enough time to have a lot of workshops yet. And so this one is super like fun. It's gonna be super fun. It's gonna be super cute. We're gonna like be dressed cute and stuff like that.
If you were able to get your tickets for it, it's gonna be a good one.
Yeah,
a lot of fun.
And so I'm like super excited to just get to teach people and talk to people and have everybody go home with something that like they're gonna love. And then they also have a skill, you know, you can like go to the grocery store, buy yourself some flowers sometimes, and you can like make yourself a bouquet if you're ever feeling low, or if you ever like want to spread love to somebody, then they can try to do it themselves and they don't have to pay like a high-end florist fee, because like florals from a florist are pretty expensive. So being able to teach people basic like knowledge of how to create something that's really pretty without having to spend a lot of money is really nice too.
Yeah. And so when did you get into like teaching others about
I think it came with like me having already taught children, or not taught children, but taking care of children a lot. Like I've always kind of been in that realm. People sometimes think like I'm a kindergarten teacher the way I dress. I'm like, no, but I could have been a kindergarten teacher.
I see that.
And so I have this idea that like, okay, whenever people sometimes find out that I'm a florist, they're shocked by it because it's not really something that you see girls that may look like us doing a lot. And it kind of is a luxurious item. So it's geared more towards a certain clientele that we don't necessarily see represented a lot. And I think that for me, like, to be honest, I'm from the hood. And so how I see it is like, girls from the hood are still worthy of getting these luxurious bouquets and luxurious, beautiful things. Yes. So if we were just exposed to it when we were younger, then people wouldn't be shocked if girls that looked like me were doing it. And I'm not saying it's like so small and minimal now, but there is a statistic that I know like from last year was like 80% of the floral industry are white people. And after that, then it's Latinos, and then it's Asians, and then it's like 1% even Black Americans are florists here in America. And so for me, it's like I want to be able to teach children of color, especially from the hood, floral classes for free. Like that is my real goal, you know? And eventually, even past that, I would love to open up like an art school. I didn't learn the way most people learn. I learned this really by myself. And I think that doing a manual labor type of job and skill, like some people we're all built different, and not all of us learn like normally.
It's an art. It's
right.
a different form, you know, a different way of doing art.
Yeah, and so I would love to like be able to incorporate mental health and mental wellness within learning art as a child, because I think that if we all kind of learn those things when we're younger, there might be a lot more nicer and kinder adults, I guess I'm saying. So that's really my goal. Like I think I taught my first class. One of my friends, she worked for like Literati at the time, and she hit me up like, oh, we're trying to do an event where we want to like have a story time with kids and then have them make a bouquet because the book's gonna be about flowers. And so I was like, okay, yeah, cool, I'll do it. And I made these itty bitty bouquets. I mean, y'all, they were so freaking cute. And there ended up being like maybe 7 children, and it was like a free event for them. Aww. And they came and they read the book, and then we made the flowers. And my friend was like, you're so good like at teaching, and especially with children. I had no idea. And I'm like, oh, really? Yeah, I guess. So then I thought about it. I'm like, okay, I guess I can teach people. Yeah. And then I had my friend Sugar, she reached out to me and was asking me if I wanted to teach a workshop at her place. And I was like, I would love to teach a workshop, because people had already been asking me too. Like, do you teach workshops? Like, I want to take a workshop from you. And so that was like exciting. And that one sold out pretty quickly. I only had 7 seats for that one. Wow. And that one sold out really quickly as well. So that was more exciting. And it's just nice because every time I teach these workshops, I like to, you know, start out with just like explaining where I've come from and like that we're all in this life journey together, right? And so I have them like write an affirmation. So if you're coming to the class, think about your affirmations, already start working on them, because I do like to do that. I like to start out like write an affirmation for yourself, because creating this bouquet, it's not gonna just be easy, especially if you've never done it before. And so like you have to have a lot of patience with yourself, and I think that that's something I love about being a florist that has helped me grow so much, is it's taught me to like be really patient with myself and with everything that goes on in life. And so it's just like it's crazy how working with this thing that the earth has produced for us can help us like mentally. It's kind of like a meditation for me. And I've had some of the people that have come to workshops like, yeah, it actually is really meditative. Even Aaliyah has been to a flower crown workshop. And like I think her like friend said,
Victor's sister.
Yeah, Victor's sister was like, oh, it was like super meditative. And so I like to like do an affirmation, because sometimes you get frustrated, and then I'm like, okay, remember that affirmation in your head, like, and you can keep doing it. And the best thing is like you can take it apart and put it back together, and it's gonna be so cute at the end. Like you'll be happy no matter what. You're gonna be like, oh my gosh, I took this like pretty bouquet picture today, and like, yay.
Yeah, I mean, because I even mentioned to you as well that I was in a floral class last semester for my college, and like for some people, I mean, she said, she was like, if you have like an artsy background, like it's gonna come easier for you, even if you know like the color wheel and how, you know, the colors that go together and all that stuff. But she was like, for some people, like they don't just have that like artistic ability in them. And so I noticed even for some of the guys, I noticed it was mostly guys sometimes that like did have a lot more trouble like putting things together, like kind of seeing, you know, what really works and what doesn't. So I can completely understand how it gets frustrating. And also I love all the work that you're doing. I didn't know, like, you know, I guess I didn't know much about your background until now. So it really is amazing like hearing all of that. So we're so glad to have you.
I'm excited.
I took her class. When was it?
I think we did it in October. Oh, we did Dia de los Muertos.
Yeah, we did a Dia de los Muertos, and we did flower crowns. And honestly, I had my pen right next to me, and I was just like going into town, basically just vibing on my own. I don't know. She was like talking, and I'd be like, oh yeah, I need help with this. And then I would go back to what I was doing. It just felt, I don't know, like I was being super creative, or like channeling that inner creative, and then just also felt very meditative. I really enjoyed it. So now I'm kind of like, dang, I kind of want to do the class now, because I didn't even get a ticket.
Right? I know.
I'm like, I'm going to be there either way.
I know. Sometimes I'm like, should we do a second session? I know. But I don't know. But because like the thing is,
like we could do the next day.
Right. I mean, like we have enough space, but I like to keep my classes like to a pretty small group, just because that way it's like super hands-on, and I can like go to each person and really talk to them about like if they're having an issue or if anything, and it just like lets me like have a conversation with them, you know. So I like to keep them really small. So that's why like maybe one day I'll do like a ticketed 50 event. I would have to have a lot of helpers, because that's a lot of flowers. But that would be really fun if we could do 50 people. But I think right now we have it at 20, and we're good.
Yeah,
I think
for sure.
I think maybe doing multiple sessions within like a weekend or within a month or something. I mean, let us know.
Yeah, I even thought of like a couples thing. That would be cute too.
Yes,
yeah. Like a date night.
Yes.
That's what I was saying. Yeah, like because for this event it is like Galentine's, so it's like it is
like bring your bestie.
Yeah, bring your bestie. But I was even saying like my cousin was here and she has her girlfriend, so I'm like, see, so like you're two girls, you could go together.
Right.
But I'm like, I mean I'm not gonna bring my boyfriend to Galentine's.
I mean, technically you could. It's for anybody, like, right? We're all gal pals.
All inclusive.
Yeah, so if you're, you could still come, but I mean, I don't know.
We will have that specific event eventually.
Yeah, well, maybe that's something we could think about.
Yeah. And so, do you have a favorite flower that you enjoy working with?
Okay.
And foliage for specific terms.
Okay, thank you. It's because you know.
Yeah.
So
wait, what is that?
The foliage is like the greenery.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
So my favorite flowers, I really love the cempasúchils, the marigolds. They're,
yes,
I mean, just because they're like important to our culture, and they really do. Every time I smell them, I feel like my body is just like it can
one with your ancestors.
Yeah, exactly. Like anytime I have one, I'm like, especially whenever it's like the first ones of the season, I remember like that exact. I have chills right now, but like it's crazy because then you make the altar and it's just like, wow. And so for me, anytime they're around, I will use marigolds. If y'all buy flowers from me, y'all will notice that I will use them until they're completely out of season. Like, you're gonna get tired. If you don't like them, I'm sorry. I love them. I'm gonna use them from the beginning to the very end of the season. And they're a really hardy flower too. So like, as long as you don't snap them like in the stem, which, okay, that's not that hardy, the actual flower will last you a good while. So I like that. And then you can make a dye. I had this one bride where I made, I saved, like, y'all, I hoarded these marigolds in my fridge for like weeks because I needed to use them, but I didn't have time to work with them. So I literally didn't have any food in my fridge for weeks because I was like, I need to save these marigolds and they need to be good for me to dye them, to make them dye. And so I made a dye, and then I made like this table runner for her with them, and it was really pretty. But yeah, so you can make dye with it, and you can use it also like as a medicine. And so then I have a second favorite flower. It's called Tweedia, but I hate working with it because I'm really allergic to it. It makes my face break out like all right here. And I didn't learn that until I had to buy like 12 bunches for a wedding one time. And I was just like, oh my God, I can't stop. It's so bad. And then I just looked at my face and I was like, oh my goodness. And then I've had one florist tell me that they had like a cut on their finger and that they got Tweedia, like it has sap in it. And that they got the sap in it and that it made their finger like stay stiff for a couple days.
Oh my goodness.
So if you work with Tweedia, be careful. I mean, it's like only if you're a florist you really know about it. But it is, you have to like, I singe the ends.
Would you wear like a mask next time or something?
So I haven't bought a mask, but I buy cortisone. Like if I know I'm gonna be working Tweedia, I'm like, let me buy my little cortisone real quick because I have like really sensitive skin, and it gets bad real fast. Like I feel like now that I know I have it, like the moment it just snaps, it's like,
yes. No, that reminds me of a moment when I was learning in class. I don't remember what it was, but it was something. And I mean, I do have allergies too, like seasonal allergies. So I forgot exactly what it was. I think it was a foil. Oh my God, I'm saying, say it. You say it.
Foliage.
I think it was like myrtle or what's another one? It was something just like that. That's really like smelly,
sticky,
and sticky. And I was just like wanted to sneeze. It was just messing with my nose and stuff. So I can imagine working with flowers, especially if you have allergies a lot.
Yeah, and I'm like allergic to random things sometimes. When I was little, I had pineapples at school, and then I had this weird allergic reaction in my hand where like this part of my hand was like bumpy and purple and blue, and they had to take me to the emergency room, and they're like, you're allergic to the pineapples you ate today. But I eat pineapples fine now, but sometimes like I'll eat broccoli and then I'll just like break out in hives, or I'll eat like a random thing that anything I eat, sometimes I can just have a random allergy, and I have awful cedar allergies. Like last week I was like crying. I'm pretty sure the people in the drive-thru were like, what's wrong with this girl? She needs help, because I was just like crying and just only one eye too. It was so bad. It was awful.
So do you have a favorite foliage?
Oh, foliage. Ooh.
Foliage.
That's tough for me, to be honest. Okay. For like,
is this
something like this?
Yes,
I do that. Yes,
these amazing flowers that she brought today.
I don't want to mess them up, but I want to look at them.
Yeah, they're like Valentine's Day colored themed.
And this isn't what you're gonna do, right? This is just.
So this is like a big bouquet. Yeah. We'll be making like little personal sized ones. They do get really tiring to hold after a while, like your hand cramps up. So that one's like a really big one. But my favorite foliage, it depends. Like, I love this one called Camellia. It's super pretty. It's like green and has like really like thick leaves that are shiny. But then there's this other one called Ming Fern, and then there's Plumosa, which they're kind of like, I'm pretty sure that's Plumosa, and they dry like that. like, and anything that you can dry without having to dye or bleach for me is like amazing, because something within the floral industry is that like a lot of stuff is dyed and a lot of stuff is bleached, and it's really bad for the environment. And so I try to like get stuff that isn't like, that I don't have to do that to. So if I can like dry that on my own, then it's good.
Okay. So Estella actually has.
Yes,
a
we got a
question for
personal
Oh my
big
goodness.
boss question.
Yeah.
Oh no,
we
I'm
got
nervous
texted.
now, guys, y'all.
No. Okay, so she wants to know how you feel about how different flowers, how different the flowers you work with compared to cannabis flowers.
Ooh.
Because
okay.
I mean, I think what she's getting at is just like, you know, cannabis is also a flower, and
Right.
like how you were saying, it can be like meditative or relaxing whenever you are like building bouquets or just, you know, doing something artsy. And for a lot of people, you know, cannabis is also their medicine as well.
Right.
So I think she's just saying how you would compare the two. That's what I get from it.
Yeah. Okay. So, I mean, they're both one, like part of nature, so that's pretty awesome. I mean, I think that we're really lucky to have such a like giving earth to us, that we're like given things that we can create art with, and then given things that we can create medicine with, you know, like, and then you can combine the two to make even more art or medicine, you know. And
I think that goes like how you said with like your marigold, like you can make different like medicines out of like different plants, you know, like
right.
there's multiple plants like aloe or I'm trying to think about like lavender, mint,
exactly, yeah. And then there's calendula, like there's all types of different things. And so yeah, I think that no matter what, like to me, cannabis is a flower. I don't see it as a weed. Like I'm like, it's a flower. It's it's the same as exactly that. Like it's the same. It gets harvested. It gets used. It can be used in multiple ways. And honestly, like it might be the most versatile flower that there is when you think about it, because think about like all the things that have been made from hemp even way back in the day. Like isn't our constitution like written on hemp paper?
Yes, I heard that.
So, and then like they would make, like you can make hemp clothes, you can make
bricks,
hemp shampoo, hemp everything, like
Everything.
all of it, any like all types of, like you can't do that with every single plant. And that's and then on top of that,
hemp vodka.
right, hemp vodka. And then on top of that, you can sell it as a flower and then create revenue for your government, which these flowers don't create revenue for my government right now. Not that much. I mean, they pay taxes, right?
Yeah.
But like that one would be a big tax. Like that would be a lot of money. So like, yeah, just I guess like that.
Yeah. Honestly, good. Well,
That was an amazing answer.
Oh, thanks. So like, yeah.
we
okay.
appreciate plants here, if you can't tell.
Yes. And that's something too that like, obviously like, oh, being from the hood, like, you know, I know people that have been arrested for stuff like this, and it's like there are worse things out there, I feel like, than just this. So yeah, I think like also bringing awareness to like decriminalization and just like getting it destigmatized is something too that like we should try to work on, and eventually I'll do something with that too, maybe. I don't know.
So, to wrap things up, is there anything you wish I asked you? Anything else you'd want to touch on before we do close up? Or Leah, any comments yourself?
No, I just want to thank you for being with us today and coming on the podcast.
Thanks for having me.
Wanting to host
hosting
the
me,
event. Yeah, exactly.
Oh, I'm so excited. Thank y'all for asking me to do this
my
with y'all, because yeah, I'm like, oh, this makes my Valentine's Day like really fun.
Perfect Galentines.
Yeah, like I haven't done an event like this yet. I've always been like working all weekend making bouquets, and so like this kind of is a way like, okay, I'm not gonna be selling a lot of bouquets now since I'm doing this. Like I'm really focusing on like, okay, putting a lot of effort into this workshop, and that'll be really nice for me.
You know what though? I mean, if you wanted to, because we even suggest to the bartender, like if you wanted to make little small bouquets, something a little different where people can buy and take home.
Oh, that would be honestly,
that you could bring to the event. I mean, I know that they're making their own bouquet, but just in case, you know, or anyone else is there that wants to buy anything.
Yeah, that's a smart idea. I didn't think about that. I did think about like making little mini ones, like and dropping them off at certain locations, like on February 14th.
Yes.
But yeah, I'm really excited that like this is like my main Valentine's Day thing this year. I really hope that maybe next year we could like do even more and stuff like that. Yeah.
And then, so where can everyone find you?
Y'all can find me on Instagram at florecita.atx.
Wait, right here.
Right here. That's me.
And if you're following Austinite, we do have our post, our Nugs and Roses post already. So she is tagged, so you can find her on Florecita there.
And then if you like want, also like I can also do these workshops privately in your home with people. I can even do a one-on-one workshop. I can do like floral shopping with you if you want to like pick at my brain, you know, like we could totally set that up. And then I can, and I can go home with you with the flowers, and we can like make something. Maybe you have a vase that you always use.
Your own personal florist.
Yeah, we can do that to where I show you, okay, like look, if you like these flowers, this is what's in season. This is what we will. These will be the flowers that will be good right now to get at the grocery store, things like that. And then I also do events. I did a really big wedding on New Year's Eve that I'm super proud of. I did 2 installs. So if you're interested in that, you can go to my website, www.florecitaatx.com. And I have under services, there are options for you to inquire with me. I have like a little form you fill out. And I also have on there, like, if you want me to do styling or set design, I would love if anybody would take a chance on me for that, because that's really what I want to do. Is I love music videos. And so I'm like, I want to do as many music videos as possible. That Callie Uchis video that just came out, I'm like, hire me next time, please, Callie, if you're seeing this.
You'll get there. We have to
one day.
Should we also tell of what's gonna happen at the event? Like,
oh yeah, do you wanna we could, for everyone that's watching and wants to kind of know what is going on for the event, of course you're going to be getting a whole class by Florecita here. You're going to be taking home your little bouquet. We also are going to have a bartender.
Good energy.
Yes. And we got sponsored by a tequila company.
Yes.
If you want to shout them out.
Yes, St. Maya Tequila. They're going to give us a bottle. So that's going to be super cool.
And we're going to have drinks for y'all, Valentine's themed drinks. Yes. And then we should also have a taco guy here, so y'all can have tacos.
Dude, it's going to be so fun.
Oh, and we're going to have a little photo booth area, so you can take pictures. It's going to be a whole little photo shoot. For anyone who wants to take pictures with their bouquet.
Yeah.
Oh, and a gift from us,
Austinite, to enjoy with your class.
Yes.
So dress to theme.
Yeah, dress
cute, come prepared for pictures.
We're gonna be taking pictures. We're gonna like look cute. You know what? I love to pose. Then you always feel like a bee, so you want to be like.
All right, guys. Well, that was pretty good. 28 minutes. I think that was amazing. Yeah. Thank you so much for coming on, and Aaliyah too.
Thanks,
third time having you.
Yes.
It was amazing. But we'll see y'all for Bud and Roses. Bye, guys.
Bye.